If you are working in Germany and not claiming these expenses into your tax report, unfortunately, you are voluntarily overpaying your taxes. Sorry to say so, but many employees in Germany have no idea what actually can be deducted from their taxes. But I'm happy you're here, because in this video we're gonna fix that, because I'm gonna share with you 7 ideas how to legally deduct the taxes from your tax report at the end of the year and get the tax refund. And by the way, the deadline for the previous year 2025 to report all the taxes and get some money back from the tax authority is the July 31st 2026. It's the deadline that you shouldn't miss and should be prepared to claim all the expenses that you can and return some significant amount of money that you most likely would like to spend for something more attractive than just overpaying your taxes. And let's straight away go to the first deductible expense that you can definitely put into your tax report. It's the commute expenses. If you are traveling to your office, you are going to be compensated for each kilometer that you are on your way to commute to your office and back home with the 30 cents per each kilometer. That's why through the process, while reporting all the details about your income and paid taxes, you also are going to be asked what is your location and where is the location of your office, in order the system can calculate what was your commute distance, and you also mention how many days you work from the office. If your company is not compensating you with the travel tickets on the monthly basis, for example, you definitely need to use this opportunity to get some money back and claim the commute expenses into your tax report. Regardless if you use the public transport or your personal car, you definitely can do so and get some money at the end of the tax report. Another legit expenses that you definitely have to include into your tax report, it's the expenses on any devices, any equipment or software that you use to work from home. Right now we live in the hybrid working setup. That's why most likely you at least have few days per week to work from home. That's why you definitely once in a while invest some money into the new monitor or your chair or the desk or maybe some devices that you need to use for your work. That's why also keep all those expenses, all those invoices in quick access throughout the year, collect them all, and at the end of the year report them back, so you would get compensated for the part of the expenses that you paid for buying all those equipment or any devices or any software that you need on the frequent basis to use for work. As well as if that's the case that you are working from home, you can also deduct some expenses that you use for your home internet provider, and also if you use the phone, you can also deduct the expenses that you pay for your mobile services. In order to make that, you just need to calculate the sum of how much money you paid for a year for internet use, and throughout the report you would be also asked if you worked from home, so then the calculation can be made and compensated with some portion of the expenses that you spend on internet and the mobile provider. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but believe me, at the end, cutting corners here and there, you would definitely receive some significant amount of money, because it feels like small, but at the end it comes to a big lump of money. Another idea how you can decrease the taxes you pay for the previous year is the relocation costs. If you've been moving from one city to another, or even inside Berlin, for example, moving from one place to another, even for your personal reason, not just for work relocation related stuff, you can also deduct some amount of money spent on the relocation cost. There is pauschal, there is the limit that you can claim as the relocation cost, but make sure you store all the information about your relocation. At the end, you have to be able to answer all the questions, how much money you spent on different services, what was the relocation from point A to point B, and provide all these details and actually receive a significant amount of money as the nice compensation of knowing how actually German taxes works. I think that's where the knowledge converts into the nice cash, isn't it? And moving on to the household related stuff, if you also throughout the year use some services for cleaning, plumbing, repairing something at your home place, you can also deduct that services from your taxes that you pay to the government. For these expenses, there is also a limit, pauschal, but definitely some expenses for cleaning or anything related to your home can be took over by the tax authority and they will pay you back some money. And just in case you have a separate room for working from home that you can claim as your home office officially, they would ask you to provide all the details about the square meters and all the stuff. But if you have this luxury, you would be able to even return more money, but that's rare case. The great news that if you either choose to consult with the tax consultant or you would just go straight forward and declare all those expenses that I just listed in your tax software reporting app, you would be able to claim these expenses for the consulting you how to make your taxes report actually also into the expenses that would be deducted from your taxes. That works like an infinite loop, but it's actually working that way. Every year I submit my taxes with the tax app, so another year I can claim these expenses into my tax report and get some money back because it's made out of the necessity for me to be able to report all the information about my income and the taxes I paid for the previous year. And as well as the last point that I wanted to share in this video, it's about the necessity for seeing clearly in order to be able to deliver your work. So that's why if you have a medical prescription to wear the glasses or the eye contact lenses, you can also deduct the expenses for those products from your tax report. If you make your glasses once in a while, it should be qualified as the medically prescribed glasses. Only then you would be able to receive the tax report. But if it's more like accessory, expensive accessory, I don't think they would approve this expenses. So that's why you need to be careful about that. If you want to maximize the tax return you will get at the end after submitting your tax report. I hope this video gave you some helpful information, and definitely feel free to ask more questions so I can take them into account while recording other videos on the topic of taxes in Germany. And let's see each other in my next videos that are already available on my channel. Take care and see you very soon. Bye bye. Ciao.